Hundreds
Oh,
more
Lordy.
out there. Thousands more out there. And we're going to go into it in this live stream. I'm going to show you what the state of Florida is doing and how hard they're working to pull these pedophiles off the streets and doing sting operations that are going to make your skin raw. Goes back to 2019. She's 8 years old.
Okay. All right. So, ooh. Laptop is getting hot. Laptop getting hot. Laptop getting hot. Okay. Boom. Okay. 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 So, all of our children. I want to read something really quick. So I'm not super duper religious. You know, I mean, I believe in God and love Him and everything, but I am not the greatest person to turn to for any kind of scripture or faith-based advice or anything. I'm the person to come to if you, you know, want to, you know, do something sneaky. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. So I was wondering, because it just seems like it's been a lot lately with things happening to kids. So I wanted to look up suffer the little children, and see what it means. So I'm just looking it up. And they brought unto him also infants, that he would touch them. But when his disciples saw it, they rebuked them. But Jesus called them unto him and said, Suffer little children to come unto me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of God. Verily I say unto you, whosoever shall not receive the kingdom of God as a little child shall in no wise enter therein. So I'm just trying to figure out what that means. Suffer little children is used in 3 verses. Hold on a second. The phrase suffer little children is used in 3 verses in the New Testament: Matthew 19:14, Mark 10:14, and Luke 18:16. In translations other than the King James Version, such as the English Standard Version or the New International Version, the phrase suffer the little children is translated as let the little children come. Jesus said, Let the little children come to me, and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these. Okay, but I want to get meaning. And if you have meaning, like if you know what it means, like can explain to me, and you know, as if I was a kindergartner, I just really want to understand the meaning of it. Well, maybe I should look up the meaning of it. Okay. It just brings me to this nonprofit every time I type anything about it. I'm so biblically uneducated, and I don't pretend to know more than I do. So if you know what it means, let me know. Jesus. I shouldn't have said that when I'm sitting here trying to talk about the Bible. Listen to my mouth. So, see that thing hanging up, like the, I have a backdrop that's hanging above my bed. That's Alice in Wonderland. The reason I have it back there is because I wanted to use it, but I didn't want to use it right away. But I didn't want it. I wanted to shake out all the creases from it. So I decided to hang it up above my bed, just kind of as a decoration. And then when I need it for my background, I'll have it here. Let me show you. Look at my messy room. Y'all are in my bedroom. Y'all aren't in my filming area. So this is raw dawn right here. Okay. So let's see what Quora says. Okay, so according to this entry on Quora, suffer meant allow, as in allow the little children into heaven. Okay, I get it. So I wanted to talk about Madeline Soto some in this live. I've noticed myself, I noticed, is it Vinnie Politan on Court TV? So many people are, I mean, we're all affected by these cases with children, by Elijah Vu, just all these children, all these things that are happening to children. I mean, it happens all the time, but it just seems to be just boom, 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 and we've lost control. We can't protect them. But anyway, I wanted to read the news release of when Stephen Stearns was nailed with the 60 new charges. So this was the news release. 60 new charges filed against Stephen Stearns. Kissimmee, Florida. It's Kissimmee, Florida, by the way. The state attorney's office for the 9th Judicial Circuit has filed 60 new criminal charges against Stephen Stearns, date of birth 4/25/1986, the man associated with the Madeline Soto case. Shortly after Madeline Soto's disappearance, several disturbing images and videos were found on Stephen Stearns' phone. The City of Kissimmee Police Department quickly arrested Stearns, who remains in custody with the Osceola County Department of Corrections on no bond. And that's great, no bond. The investigation revealed more images and videos depicting criminal acts. The Kissimmee Police Department provided this evidence to the state attorney's office, which found cause to file the following charges: 8 counts of S battery on a child under 12, 5 counts of S battery with a child 12 to 18, 7 counts of lewd and lascivious, molestation, 40 counts of unlawful possession of materials depicting S performance by a child, 10 or more images. So that means they have at least 400 images and videos. Unless videos are going to be a different charge. But I think it's just depicting the S performance. It's videos, and the footage is both videos and photos. We appreciate the efforts of our partners in the state attorney's office in assisting with seeking justice for Madeline, says Kissimmee Chief of Police Betty Holland. With this being a complex case with many facets, our work is not done, and we are continuing our investigation into the timeline leading up to Madeline's. To learn more about the City of Kissimmee Police Department, visit kissimmee.gov/police. This is a very well-written, news release. We had to, when I was in college, when I was taking my journalism and my public relations classes, we had to do news releases, and no one was getting it. We were having such a hard time doing news releases, and finally I got it, and I was like, here it is. And she goes, this is perfect. But she doesn't know how hard I worked on that thing. But this is a very well written news release, I must say. Very good. So with Madeline Soto, okay, so last year, I believe it was October, Governor DeSantis signed legislation that would make capital S battery a offense punishable by the death penalty. Let me see if I can find that legislation. I found it a million times, but now that I need it immediately, I'm not going to find it. Okay. So, that's not it. That's another crime. That's not what I'm looking for. I would read this to you, but it's not important to this discussion. Okay. So, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Monday signed a bill allowing the death penalty in child R-word convictions, despite a U.S. Supreme Court ruling that banned capital punishment in such cases. It shouldn't. It shouldn't ban capital punishment in such cases. They've ruined a life. They have destroyed a young life. Whether they ended that child's life or not, they've destroyed that life. They don't deserve to live. So DeSantis, a Republican, also signed 2 other components of his criminal justice legislative package during a ceremony at a policing museum in a city outside Orlando. The governor, who is expected to announce a run for president in the coming weeks, so this was a long time ago because he's already dropped out. The death penalty law DeSantis signed is intended to get the conservative-controlled U.S. Supreme Court to reconsider a 2008 ruling that found it unconstitutional to use capital punishment in child battery cases. I agree with that. I'm not super conservative. I'm kind of in the middle. I don't know. I don't know where I am on that, but anyway. So because this legislation, first of all, this legislation was signed in October 2024, Madeline was already the age of 12. The law would be capital punishment, death by electrocution or lethal injection for capital S battery on a child under 12. So because Stearns committed these crimes before that legislation was signed, they won't use it. And because they're arguing back and forth on the constitutionality of it, that he's never going to get the death penalty for what he did to Madeline so far. But if they get him for her unaliving, hi, Bostar. If they get her for unaliving, if they get him for unaliving Madeline, which I'm sure they will, they're just building their case, and I'm preparing a video to discuss that further as well. But they're gonna nail him. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him for this, and they don't want to mess it up because of the whole Casey Anthony debacle. Everybody thought they had all this proof, all this evidence against Casey Anthony, and at the end of the day, they didn't have enough to do it, because I truly think that they're going to seek the death penalty for this creep, and to get to get a jury of people to sentence someone to death, you're really going to have to convince them that they did this thing. So I think I got people coming in here. Hello. Thank you. Here, can I have my card back before I forget it? Thank you. Can you give me that purse? Thank you. Hey, Marshall. How's it going?
Good.
Did you get something? Did you get... Oh, sweet. Okay. All right. Can you get that door for me? Can you close that door for me?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, this is Elijah Vu. That's something else I'm going to want to talk about. Let me... So I'm sure the DA is going to want to seek the death penalty for Stephen Stearns, and they're going to really have to go hard after him. Now, they have a trial set for him, but it's not, obviously it's not for any murder charges. But I saw some attorneys talking about it, and it likely will be delayed because by that time, if they haven't already charged him with her unaliving, they'll probably move on with this trial. But he will, then they'll just have to try the unaliving separately. But I have full faith that they're going to be able to charge him with her unaliving. Oh, he's such a creep. Such a creep. And so I don't know if y'all saw my video that I posted, I think it was yesterday, where when we went to Orlando a couple days ago, we drove by the church that Mom said that they dropped, or that he dropped Madeline off at. And she said it's right next to the school, right next to it. And I provided video. I don't know how on the video how well you can see it. I did my best, but school was getting out, so I didn't want to film any children. But it was, we drove from the church to the school. We had to go under an overpass for the toll road. And it was, you know, I was gonna park and walk it, but we had someplace we had to be, so I had to get done with that. But it's a substantial walk, in my opinion. It's not a walk I would have wanted to do when I was 13 years old, you know, in the morning alone by myself. And also, I wonder if anybody saw Madeline. Well, nobody saw her because we know she wasn't there, but was Madeline, like did they ask Madeline's friends if they saw her in the morning? Because surely she wasn't going to hang out at the church alone. But they know she wasn't there anyway, you know. So there's that. They know she wasn't there. So we had the timeline, so I'll go over the timeline now. February 26th, Madeline Soto was reported missing around 8 p.m. Mom said, or told journalists, she called the police at 4:45, but the police say it was 8 p.m. So Madeline Soto was reported missing around 8 p.m. after Stephen Stearns, her mother's boyfriend, reportedly dropped her off near Hunters Creek Middle School. Soto's mother went to the school around 4:30 p.m. to pick her up, but she was told that Soto had never come to school that day, according to investigators. In addition, Soto's phone was left at home, which is convenient. Very convenient that she leaves the phone home that day. I don't know. Well, we already know what went on with that, but February 27th, the Orange County Sheriff's Office issued a release to the public about Soto's disappearance, asking for information about her whereabouts. February 28th, a massive search was conducted by the Sheriff's Office. On February 28th, Orange County Sheriff John Mina said that deputies accessed Soto's phone, finding information that indicated she wanted to live in the woods when she turned 13 years old on February 22nd. I thought that was really weird. A lot of people think that's weird. I'm not convinced she's the one that put that in her phone. I think he or Mom put it in her phone. But then again, well, maybe she did do it, because if the note, if it was in her phone before her 13th birthday, maybe she did put it in there. I don't know. Because I know a lot of people are taking that and going with the idea that maybe Madeline unalived herself. I don't think she did that, and I think that we would already know if that was the case. Maybe not. Maybe not, because there is that law that, you know, she was a minor. We're probably never going to see that autopsy report, but we will eventually get a cause and manner. February 28th, a massive search was conducted by the sheriff's office on February 28th. Orange County Sheriff John Mina said that deputies accessed Soto's... Oh, I already read that to you. God, I'm sorry. He also said that deputies searched the area where she was last seen, areas where they'd received tips, and any areas where their investigative leads took them. Ultimately, the search came up empty. However, the sheriff's office announced that Stearns was arrested as the prime suspect in Soto's disappearance. Look at that scumbag. Don't you just want to punch him in the face? I want to punch him right in the face, like repeatedly. In a release, investigators said that detectives discovered disturbing images when they searched Stearns' phone, and a review of the device's data showed that someone had tried to delete the evidence ahead of time. I wonder who that someone is. Was it Mr. Factory Reset? The images and videos on his phone were criminal and sexual in nature, and detectives were able to pinpoint those crimes to the family's home in Kissimmee, the release shows. It was my understanding that because of like curtains, blankets, pillows, clothing, things in the background that they saw in the house when they went there to investigate, they were able to match it all up to things they saw in the videos. As a result, Stearns was arrested and held on no bond. He faces charges of sexual battery and possession of child sexual ABUSC materials. Stephen Stearns had an opportunity tonight to come clean with detectives and help lead them to information about Maddie's disappearance, Mina said. Her loved ones deserve answers, and OCSO and the Kissimmee police will not stop until we find Maddie. So, February 29th, the affidavit for Stearns' arrest was released, which provided more details about the investigation. According to the affidavit, Stearns told detectives he had dropped Soto off in front of Peace United Methodist Preschool at 8:40 a.m. on February 26, despite the middle school being farther down the street and starting classes at 9:30 a.m. Detectives said this appeared unusual, and while a license plate reader captured Stearns' vehicle at some point, the details about where and when this happened were redacted from the report. In addition, this affidavit shows that Stearns told detectives he had accidentally performed a factory reset on his phone on February 26, though investigators were still able to discover images on the device that depicted S performance by a child. March 1st, during a news conference, Mina said investigators were confident that Soto was already deceased, having been killed at, having been killed at her Kissimmee home before Stearns moved her body. So at this point, they're pretty convinced it's him, but, you know, they still can't charge him with anything till they got that evidence. You know, I'm sure they have tons of circumstantial evidence, but... According to Mina, there was evidence showing Stearns throwing items into a dumpster at the Kissimmee apartment complex around 7:35 a.m. on February 26, the day she was reported as missing. The sheriff's office later said that if it found Soto's backpack and her school-issued laptop in a dumpster. While Stearns had reportedly dropped Soto off near school that day, Mina explained that wasn't the case, and Stearns was instead spotted driving a vehicle with Soto's body inside. We have evidence that shows Stephen Stearns returning to the complex, and Madeline was visible in that vehicle. We believe she was already deceased at that time, Mina said. After another long search, Orange County deputies finally recovered Soto's body from a wooded area off Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County. That night, a vigil was held in Soto's memory near her middle school. March 2nd, Stearns waived his first appearance in the Osceola County Court, instead being represented solely by his attorney. And I believe he has a public defender. The judge granted Stearns no bond, thank God. Aside from that, the Instagram account for Osceola County Sheriff Marcos Lopez posted a confidential crime scene photo, which the agency later told News 6 had been accidentally shared with the public. I don't know how that happens, but the clothes seen in the photo are consistent with the outfit Soto was believed to be wearing when she was reported missing on February 26th. Hi! Hello, love. How are you? I'm having a very hard time thinking about my Tina, Kim. A caption below the picture read, "Great day with our seniors," followed by an emoji of a smiley face with the halo. I mean, I knew about it. I didn't know those details, though. Earlier today, a post was made on social media about a community event for seniors. An unnamed Osceola County spokesperson said in an email to News 6, in the post, an investigative photo was accidentally included. The photo was immediately removed. We deeply apologize for any confusion or disturbance this may have caused. As with any investigation, the information obtained is confidential and any mistaken disclosures will be immediately rectified. Man, that was a big mistake there. Former Osceola County Sheriff Russ Gibson, who was running against Lopez in the 2024 election, said the photograph indeed showed Soto's body. Osceola County Sheriff's officials did not dispute that the photo stemmed from the girl's investigation. On the same day, Nerva Rodriguez, the executive director of the sheriff's office, shared another photograph on her personal Facebook account that showed her posing with Stearns as he was walking out of a door at the county jail on Friday morning. That is so tacky. If God's love has been poured out over your life, don't allow evil to keep you away from what he has prepared for you, a caption above the photo of Stearns and Rodriguez stated. March 5th, the state attorney's office told News 6 that it had asked the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate the released crime scene photo. And March 6th, Kissimmee police announced they were continuing to investigate Soto's death. Released court records show that Stearns is accused of S.A.N. Soto for years. Despite Stearns' attempts to wipe his phone, investigators were able to recover files showing the essay, which stemmed back as far as 2022, an arrest warrant affidavit says. Upon reviewing the contents of Stefan's phone, several images and videos were located which depicted the missing juvenile, the affidavit reads. Kissimmee police released a statement that reads as follows. Our detectives and forensic unit are working tirelessly to uncover the truth behind this heartbreaking incident at this time. We are unable to release any further information as this remains an active investigation. March 12th. The Orange Osceola State Attorney's Office announced that it filed 60 counts against Stearns, including the following. And this will be reiterated in an upcoming video of mine, but so if you're wondering why I'm repeating myself. 8 counts of S battery on a child under 12, 5 counts of S battery with a child 12 to 18, familial custodial authority, 7 counts of lewd or lascivious, molestation, 40 counts of unlawful possession of materials depicting S performance by a child, 10 or more images. So that means they have at least, but probably quite a bit more than 400 videos and pictures of this animal hurting this little girl. So I believe it was confirmed that they are all of Madeline. And Kissimmee police told News 6 that they were continuing to investigate Soto's death. And that's where we are so far. And, hi Marshall. Are you okay? She's probably in the closet. She got grounded.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
Because she was trying to scratch my furniture and then trying to climb up in the windows and trying to break stuff. She's destructive. Is she in there? Will you bring her to me? I'm going to show you my new friend. She doesn't replace Brian. Tina, though. I miss Tina terribly. Hi, Cleo. This is Cleo. She's a cat. Hi, Cleo. She is pretty good-natured, but, you know, she does what cats do. Did you want me to make that food for you?
Yeah, you can do that later.
Okay. Later, like when?
Like when you're done with your video.
Oh, okay. You're not hungry yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay, so that's all that we have on that timeline. Let me look. So I read the documents for the 60 new charges, and it is hideous. It is absolutely hideous. It made my stomach sick, and very few things make my stomach sick. Like very, very few things upset me in that way. And it was disturbing. Really upsetting. Okay, I want to close this, but I don't want to close the wrong folder because there's other stuff I want to talk about in here. So, but I do want to say the earliest document was, I believe, from 2018. So he started this in 2018. Yeah. So I do. I like your name. I certainly do. I certainly think Mom was involved. I think I don't know in what capacity, and I could be completely wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to live in a world where a mom can do this, although we know it's been done before. You know, I'm just looking this up. Let me. What was it I was looking for? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Huh. So it just all the children lately. Let's see here. We've got Timothy Ferguson, you know, tortured by his mother and her brother. People that are supposed to love you and care for you. We got Madeline. We've got, there's so many of them. I can't even keep track. There's just so many, you know. It's too much. Oh, here's my box. So I was trying to get a box of makeup brushes. Well, this is it. I found it. I'm trying to figure out, did I get this from Temu or did I get this from Amazon? I think I order all of my makeup brushes from Amazon, but this isn't a makeup brush video. Oh yeah, I just saw paper that reminded me I have to do my taxes. Not looking forward to that at all. That's always a bummer and a half. So anyway, I think that's it for tonight. I have to go cook something to eat for this child. I made Eric like some sausages wrapped in cheese and tortillas for dinner, and then I browned some potatoes with onions, and I didn't like it. I didn't eat it, so I'm gonna go heat something up for myself too. I don't know, maybe I think I have some chicken noodle soup. Ooh, that would be good. Some chicken noodle soup, some comfort food, you know. But yeah, so we're gonna close this out for the night, and but I will talk to everybody later. Thank you so much for visiting with me, and I'll chat with you soon.